So here's another question. It's a great one because it comes directly from Christianity and the Bible itself. It says, did Jesus teach us to, quote, die to self, or was that added later by the church? It depends on your interpretation on dying to self. Um, the church a lot of times would use a phrase like that, and I don't know how the church ends up, how your church or somebody else's church ends up using this phrase, but a lot of times they use that as a manipulation tool to give more to the church. You know, you've got to die to yourself and do more for our church community. They do that kind of thing. Dying to self is an interesting animal because if I was going to look at this statement and say, did Jesus teach us that? I could find teachings from Jeshua that would use something like that as a statement, but they would be two different things. Dying to self, number one, would be was first realizing you are not alone, and you can't be in the out of balanced ego and narcissism, and you've got to realize that everything and everyone around you is part of you, and so dying to self would be living into the oneness of God, you and the Father being one. You and the Father being one, you can't stick to the ego and still and touch the source. So a lot of people ask me all the time, how do I reach the source? How do I do that? That's because they're in their ego mind. And ego, once again, let me just say this, is just self-aware. They're self-aware, but they're not oneness aware. And you've got to get oneness aware to connect to the source, because the source is right there in every breath you take. But it's not about finding it's about recognizing it and acknowledging it. So that's one. Dying to self is also setting down your subconscious belief, releasing your past, who's with the old you, and becoming the new you. So you got to die to yourself, die to that person you are and was, and become the person you're becoming, so that you can bring that into your experience. So dying to self really comes back to you recognizing the oneness of God and how you are the pinpoint of creation, and that you can now step forward and becoming something different and create something new. You are the wand with which the power of God is exposed to the world and creates the world. And we don't realize, because of being in our subconscious mind 85 to 90% of every day, that we're creating with God every day with our simple statements. I am struggling is asking God for struggling. I am wishing, needing, hoping, wanting is asking God for those horrible things. And the reality of it is when you die to self and you set all that down and recognize your oneness with God, you realize that you go, I am creating something new. I am joyfully receiving a new, joyful, powerful life. I am receiving a career that gives me purpose and fills my soul with joy. That's how you create a new world. That's how you create a new life, is by declaring it and believing it, and setting down the self that you have now, which is just the residual effect of past belief, and creating new belief that you can move forward. I've often said that the phrase being born again means setting down your subconscious belief and moving forward. And remember also I said that Jeshua said that everything is so simple, and the reality of everything being so simple. So, and one of the things the Bible also says Jeshua said was, I speak but you do not hear, right? And so he said things multiple ways, but it was the same thing. He said the same thing in multiple ways. You could probably write down the teachings of Jeshua on one page, and maybe I'll do that soon and make a wall plaque that you can put up on your wall. Put it on the store for sale. So actually, that would probably be a freebie. I would just hand that one down because that's not mine. But I want to share that. I want to share that because it really comes down to dying to self is really you stepping into your power and releasing your past. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.